Hello, hockey fans. Today we're going to do a little special side episode focusing on one specific team, their past, their future, and their current outlook. This team today is, of course, the Edmonton Oilers, known for their legendary run in the 1980s.
And that's really about it.
And that's about it.
Well, 1990, that was the end of it.
That 2006 Cup run where Chris Pronger took the team on his back and Dwayne Rollison rolled around in the net and they almost won it.
Michael Pekka.
Raffi Torres,
the good old
Sean
days.
Horkoff, Ryan Smith, Alois Hemsky,
Captain
Sergei
Canada.
Samsonov.
They were 8th seeded team, and all of a sudden they make this Wonderland run to the finals. Next thing you know, Dwayne Rollison gets hurt. Series over.
So let's break right into it. We're gonna review.
They suck. Okay, let's just get out of here. They're absolutely...
Spoiler alert.
They suck. I don't understand how do you have Connor McDavid on the team, and you've got so many first-round draft picks that still reside within your depth chart, and these still are awful. It doesn't make any sense. Like, they must have some sort of horrid curse that they must have sacrificed some sort of animal when they in the 80s. It's just come back to get them, I'm telling you. Like, it doesn't absolutely makes no sense. And then you have Peter Strelly, who everyone thought, oh, well, this guy's got a Stanley Cup under his belt. This guy must be a freaking genius. Wrong.
Traded the pick that was drafted by the Islanders that turned out to be Matthew Barzal. They traded that.
Oh, we also got Beauvillier.
Beauvillier as a second-round pick for Griffin Reinhart, who can't even stick in the league as a 7-8 defenseman.
Yep. On an expansion team.
He can't even get an NHL job. And he's a 4th overall pick.
Yeah, he's a pretty dismal
Bust.
overall.
Big bust.
You can blame those shitty Islanders for that pick, though.
Well, who cares? We benefited off that. Garth Snow actually did something right.
By cleaning up his own mess.
This is very true, but the fact that you lost out to Garth Snow is...
I saw this funny tweet the other day. Edmonton Oilers traded Taylor Hall, Jordan Eberle, Drake Kajula, and who was the other guy? Is it Matt Barzal? For Adam Larson, Griffin Reinhart, Sam Gagner, and a 3rd-round pick.
and you also don't have... I always think about that, is that... So they traded Eberle for Ryan Strome. But Ryan Strome doesn't even play their team anymore.
Nope.
It just absolutely just shot them in the foot in the long run.
Trade Strome.
Neither does the guy that they traded Strome for.
Yeah.
They traded Strome for Spooner.
And Spooner now plays on the Canucks.
Spooner was put on waivers.
Oh, whoops, sorry.
And then, got to throw that in there.
Yeah.
And they traded him for Sam Gagner.
And nobody would take him on waivers.
Nobody take that contract.
But and then here's our great idea for the week, fellas. Well, hey, here we are. Okay, we're gonna bring Tyree in. Tyree's got the wheels, got the speed. We're gonna put him in with. He had a good little rush at the end with McDavid at the end of the season when we didn't make the playoffs. So well, surely he'll work again. Wait, fellas, help! It's not working.
No,
he's not doing anything.
He was sick in preseason.
He was sick in preseason. Well, that's all fun and good, but when it counts is when we need it. And we got Chase on now to fill a spot.
Yeah, they traded for Brandon Manning, who is now in the minors. He's got $2.2 million for the next season on the cap. That's money they desperately need because they are right up against the cap. They have $10 million for spending money next season, and they have a lot of holes.
They have 9 defensemen on their NHL roster right now,
and each one of them was getting played. And then Petrovic, I think Petrovic could find a home somewhere as a right-handed shot, but Sekera is back, which is good to see him back. But oh my god! If you try and fix their team on paper, you can't do it because you plug another hole by making another.
As much as I love Koskinen, and I feel like he's still not that bad of a goalie. He's
bad.
He's having if he's either really bad or he's just having a really rough go or he's just on a horrible team in front of him. But when you're 6'7" and you let those kind of goals and he lets in, you gotta raise some questions.
Their big free agent signing, I believe, Tobias Reeder is their second line left winger. He's yet to score this season. In 45 games, he's goalless. He's their second line left winger.
He hasn't been waived because
they have nobody else to play. Zach Cassian is your number one right winger, who probably should be on the fourth line at best.
Yeah.
Tyratty is an AHLer. Alex Chason is only. Chason is kind of like a tweener. Lucic is god awful.
Invisible. Yeah.
Sam Gagner, he's still got a game left. I think they did well with that trade. I don't think they upgraded from Swinger, which is hard to believe. Chris Russell, they gave a no move clause to.
Then you got the second line deep pairing, who's actually plays on the first line, Adam Larson, who lets us forget that wonderful trade that they decided to make to get rid of trying to be a Hart Trophy winner in Taylor Hall for Adam Larson. Now, New Jersey might be awful this year, but I mean Taylor Hall is still more than performing than what he's supposed to be doing.
And Jesse Puljujarvi, they could not. Again, another prize first round pick that they somehow messed it up, and they can't develop in Edmonton. They cannot develop players.
No, but that's always been a weakness of theirs. Is that a lot, even back when they brought a lot of the young bloods like Nugent Hopkins, a lot of these other younger players that they all were in the big club and never really actually properly developing into what they could potentially be.
No,
I mean a lot of teams will prioritize making some of their younger players actually go into the minors for a couple of seasons or two to really get the confidence of playing professional hockey.
Which one's mine? Oh, put it over here.
And they just something for some reason other than not picking up the proper defensemen is something Edmonton's always specialized in.
They've had defense problems since we were in fucking high school.
Yeah.
Like it's been 12 years since like grade 8 they've had a bad since Pronger left. They've been scrambling to try and fix their blue line.
Well, they dished out a bunch of money for Surrey and he was super injury prone. And so
he had a clap bomb, but that was about it.
I remember seeing him live and scoring on Schneider back in the day with Anaheim, and man, that thing was like you didn't even blink and it was in.
Yoni Pitkinen, and he broke his heel.
That was the end of that career.
Yeah, and he was a good defenseman at the time. They've had so many defensemen that come and go, they just can't fix it. And they had bullets in the gun, and they blew it with Hull and
Eberle and Yakupov if they had sold earlier on him.
Yeah.
Yeah, Yakupov, that's a tough one there. Tough pill to swallow.
That was a bad draft. But it's not like Ryan Murray in Columbus at second overall was ripping it up either. He's like a third pairing defenseman, 4-5 guy.
Yeah, but there was talk that they could have got a really good player for that pick
if they traded the pick. That's bad. That's bad scouting.
Yeah.
If your scout comes to you and be like, listen, take Yakupov or listen, this pick ain't worth it. If there's one first overall pick that we should move, it's this one. And it's funny because like through their 4 first overall picks and that kind of that era, they skipped and bounced over the first overall picks, like McKinnon and Ekblad. Some players they really could have used that they needed more so than the players they actually got. Ryan Nugent Hopkins, good player. Big Nugent Hopkins fan. But
met him once. Nice guy.
Swell guy. Great guy. But they have 3 top 6 forwards. And Nugent Hopkins is your second line center, which is great. But they have 3 top 6 forwards. And
they're all natural centers.
And I don't even know what Draisaitl is. I don't know what is he a winger or is he a center?
He's had a pretty good year though.
He's having a great year, but that's the problem. Is like the Oilers is like with you pay a guy $8.5 million. Yeah, he's having a fantastic season, but he has to be a driver of play.
Yeah, but it's team sport though. At the end of the day, if you got crappy defense,
you're
questionable goaltending,
paying a guy $8.5 million. I am not paying $8.5 million to play with McDavid.
Draisaitl's getting the job done.
He's getting the job done. You got to do it on your own.
McDavid's getting the job done.
He's got to make players around him better. And he's not.
He's done it by himself though. There was a time where he was still by not playing with McDavid and still lighting it up.
Their power play gets some points.
Well, they're godly when they're away. They're unreal.
Yeah. I think you're thinking of last year.
Last year, sorry.
Last year's penalty kill.
I'm thinking last year's penalty kill. That's what it was.
They were the best on home or was it away?
I think it was.
I can't remember.
I think it was away. They're godlike.
Yeah, away they had like an 80 something.
They were the best.
They were 54 or something.
Like it was like, and then at home they were the worst.
I
don't know how you do it. I can't explain that one at all. The best and the worst depending on what rink you're playing in. I don't get it.
That's why we
How
have,
you gonna be that 360 from
That's-
top one end to the other?
that's why we have this special episode to discuss all
I
those.
don't get understand it.
Fantastic
let's
facts
stick with the
about
present
the-
though right now. But I mean, then you got
and then this year, McDavid is the scorer or primary assist on the first 12 goals of the season or something like that.
yeah, it was sad. It was getting really sad.
And even till now, I think he's in on like 45% of their goals.
Okay.
And him, Nugent Hopkins, and Draisaitl are in on like 80% of the goals on the season.
Yeah.
Like,
It's really pathetic, actually, how much.
no depth. They got 3 good players.
No depth.
None of their D-men provide any kind of offense.
But it doesn't make any sense though either. I mean, I'm just looking at their scoring rates right now. So McDavid's obviously substantially winning 83 points. Then you got Draisaitl at 69. Nuge is at 53. Then you got in fourth place Donald Nurse with 28. And then it goes to Chason, Clefbaum. But the points do drop off sharply though.
Oh, they're
It drops off quite a bit. It goes
the epitome of.
like the fact that you're
Have you seen it here? Let's look at the shootout goal tonight.
Who was
Koskinen just falls on his ass.
Who was that taking it?
That's Galchenyuk.
Oh, golly.
Oh, I heard about this.
Oh, right in the seat of his pants.
Well, you know they got that point. You know,
Got the point.
no, it's it really is a baffler how poorly they can do with so many decent players.
It's the worst part.
No, it doesn't make any sense.
It's the worst part is that you have McDavid and you can't even be respectable.
I don't know how he has patience for that. Like,
Well, that's the worst part.
He could have a
With this.
120-point season this year.
And he did. He had like 109 last year, and then they haven't changed. He could have 100 points this season. And
he'll probably hit 100.
He'll easily
He'll hit 100,
He's at
yeah.
83 already,
Yeah,
and there's 20 games to go. Their team, he's not going to win. I don't think he'll win. Barring injury to Kucherov, I don't think he'll win the Art Ross this year.
no, Cooch got it.
Kurtz has got it.
Kuch has got it, but he'll probably finish second, and it's hard to believe that a player can win the Art Ross or come very close 2 years in a row and have the team finish nowhere near near the playoffs.
That is not a common feature.
No.
Fun fact with him was last season was that anytime that a player had a multiple point game of 3 points, which McDavid was averaging last season, 60% of the time that team won. His team was the 40% that didn't win. No, it isn't not a common feature to have Art Ross winner and not make the playoffs. That isn't
No.
really. I mean, unless Brad looks up right now.
I think
No,
the last
I don't.
time it happened was in like 2006 or something.
That's why. Remember,
Who was that?
I don't know.
last year it was like.
It was a long
No,
time
you're
ago.
talking about the Hart, right?
No, we're talking about the
Art Ross, the
Art
leading
Ross.
scorer in the league on a team that doesn't make the playoffs.
So it was last year. It was McDavid.
No, we're talking before
last
that.
year.
Oh, I don't know, but I know. But that's saying when he won the Hart, when he won the Art Ross, does he deserve to win the Hart if he didn't even get the playoffs? To me, he doesn't.
That was a tough one for me because I like McDavid so
Because
much.
Hall got it and he deserved it.
His team made the playoffs, like turned around completely with him.
And there was nobody even in his rearview mirror in the second scoring in the Devils. And this year, if Chicago gets in, it's going to be Canes. Canes to get the Hart.
Well, it wouldn't be the first time.
I'm trying to find the stat. I don't know. I can't find it. But the Oilers, they can't rebuild because they can't piss off McDavid.
No,
Well, they could piss him off. They've got him for the next 7 years.
No, but guys, listen. I can't. I'm out. I can't stand losing. I'm not doing it.
yeah.
I'm not doing it. I am not wasting the best years of my career for us to finish at the bottom.
Yeah, be a slap in the face. You'd have to be one patient fella.
And I think he's already losing his patience because it's been 2 years of this. See, they got and Lucic, that contract. Oh my God! Even from the beginning, is bad. Chiarelli couldn't have fucked it up even worse. He traded Brandon Manning this year for Drake Jula. Drake Jula's playing well in Chicago. Brandon Manning's in the NHL. Traded for Spooner. He spent time in the NHL. he traded Petrovic for Petrovic, a third-round pick, and Chris Weidman. Petrovic is they want to trade him already. Tobias Reeder was...
The funny thing was they brought in Manning and Petrovic, and then they both were healthy scratches within 3 games.
Yeah.
And then they were both there. Sekera was healthy, ready to come back, but he sat in the minors for like another week because they didn't have any cap space to bring him up. So they ended up having to ship Talbot out.
Yeah.
They were going to lose him anyway. They were going to trade him anyway, probably. But, you're stuck with, like I said, I think there's like 9 defensemen on the roster right now.
I know.
They waived Manning yesterday, and he dropped. He didn't get picked up. He's in the minors now.
Here's a little thinker for you.
Okay.
How about having old man Hitchcock run the show?
That's worse. Why would you can't bring a coach out of retirement and have him save your season?
No.
What the hell? You might as well have gotten Stan Bowman.
You mean Scotty Bowman?
Scotty Bowman.
Scotty Bowman. Yeah.
What? Like, he's not... Yeah, he's might have been a good coach 20 years ago when he coached Dallas in 99. He's had little success since. In the sense that his style is very short-term oriented. I get it, they wanted a short-term fix, but he wasn't like...
Oh, another Australian move.
Why? Why? His heart could not have been in it. He has been retired. He's not trying to save his legacy. He's not... You know what I mean? Like, he's not all in it. He is semi-retired. Hire Quenneville, even though Quenneville's like, I had a pal. There's no way they didn't talk to him. He's like, guys, I don't want any part of this shit.
Quenneville, yeah, I was actually surprised he didn't go to St. Louis because I think they really wanted him, but
I think
working out just fine in St. Louis. With
yeah, with Brube apparently. Racist fuck, but anyway.
Why? Hitchcock, the honeymoon phase lasted for like 10 games for them. They looked like okay, and now it's just gone to shit for them again.
Yeah, I mean,
and then Koskinen.
Damn it,
Mikko Koskinen.
You thought you were gonna get away with it
right before they fire him.
Wait, hold on a second. For a brief recap, in our first episode for underrated players, yours truly, Kurt, decided that Koskinen was going to be his. Was he my first underrated pick? Second,
first guy you listed.
He's the first guy I listed. My other one was Dananoff, and Dananoff you can find, but Koskinen was unfortunately my first round, and I still stand by it. Damn it! But anyway, Brad's going to rip on him for a bit.
I wonder. It's too bad we can't look up his stats at the time, but I'm sure they've dropped drastically since that podcast aired.
I showed you that thing. He's like 900 save percentage.
Yeah,
like in January.
You know what? He got first start. He got third start tonight. So, just
he's got a participation. Man. Good for him. Okay, Chiarelli. Okay, they all claim, which I believe, that they all okayed the Koskinen deal because there's no way Chiarelli can. He has to okay this stuff with everybody. 3 days later, they fire him. You don't give a goalie. This is the Oilers franchise of shitting on, not Chiarelli. You do not give a 27-game tryout 3 years at
No, it was a bit. That was, I will admit, that was very premature.
Premature.
Very premature.
That's the best word to say it. Because why now? Why not wait to the end of the season, have an entire season to evaluate, and then you can... Because if he goes to free agency, nobody else is giving that money.
No, he'll go for cheap.
Why give him $4.5 million? $4.5 when you're already at the cap.
Well, right now.
You have $10 million next year to play with to fix your team.
We'll wait for it. His current record right now in the NHL is 14-14-2 with 3 shutouts.
Pretty impressive to pull off a 500 record with this team, though. So I'll give him that.
Oh, he's trying.
Yeah, but he had an above 500 record once upon a time.
Oh, he was doing really hot.
That's why started off strong. Yeah.
And they gave him the money probably.
Why? I don't doubt he's an NHL goalie, but why now?
They did do one smart thing in bringing a young guy in.
Stolarz, he's not even on here. Stolarz is a good goalie. I think he's a good backup.
That was at least one good thing they did.
It's one thing
But that was out really.
That was okay. The guy they hired,
Wayne Gretzky's 3-point
he
brother.
shouldn't. The only reason he is in that chair is because his last name is Gretzky. The only reason. And again, the bad shit thing that they do, they have the old boys club in Edmonton.
It's 100% the boys club. That's the most awful thing. It's them and Montreal, but we're going to get to that later.
Great players. 30 years ago, great players can't know the game, especially maybe besides the Eisenman or Sakic, and coach the game and evaluate the game like guys who had to learn the game on the fourth line in the minors.
The problem is though, like that doesn't translate over though. Like for whatever reason, Edmonton seems to think that there's a lot of these there's like a few marquee Canadian franchises that really seem to magically think that if we bring in our legends who are awesome players, that they're gonna. It must translate over to being an awesome.
Habs don't do it anymore, do they? They had Gainey there and.
Well, they're still about the.
Well, the problem with the Habs is that they only hire French Canadians, so they're already cutting themselves off the knee. On who they can hire, they can never hire the best guy. Anywho's, but for the Oilers, they gotta get guys who are hockey operations orientated. Kevin Lowe, Craig McTavish, Wayne Gretzky as an advisor, Paul Coffey as an advisor.
What are you doing? Like
why? Great, send them home. They've done their part. They're not doing you any favors. Look at your damn franchise. It's in shambles. Shirley could not have done a worse job.
No, he absolutely just ramsacked that franchise and watched it burn.
Because they have nothing left to trade to try and improve their team. Puljujarvi? What do you want to trade Puljujarvi for? Who's going to trade anything?
He's got no value. He's got next to no value right now.
No.
No, it's not. He's not tearing it up in the NHL. He's not tearing it up in the AHL.
I don't know what would you he's probably your most tradable asset, and you could probably get a mid-round pick for him.
I think he'll turn into something good.
I think he's an NHL player. But
maybe not.
I don't think it's anything in Edmonton.
Not with Edmonton. No.
I bang my head against the wall every time I see Zach Kassian playing.
Why?
He's just not good. He's not good.
He's just not good.
He's not good. He's just not a good hockey player. Other than hitting and playing physicality, I mean, well, what else does he really do? He's not much of a point producer. His numbers are absolutely dismal, and they have been for when's been an unreal year for Zach Kassian.
He plays on that world class road penalty kill.
Huh.
I think Kassian is probably one of the luckiest players in NHL because he probably shouldn't be playing.
Well, not that whole incident when he crashed his car.
He should. Most players who do something like that do not get a second chance.
No. He is very fortunate of that. He's at 15 points this season.
And he was lucky enough to have one good year and bank himself this contract that's probably going to have to last him for the rest of his life. Because he's probably not going to get another one after this one.
Not likely.
It stemmed from that playoff series. The
2017 playoffs.
Yeah. He scored a few shorthanded goals, threw some not dirty hits,
big hits,
some massive hits, and
threw the ball around.
So right now they're sitting third last in the league in penalty kill this year too, 76.1%, 1% above last place LA Kings, and Chicago's actually got the worst, but they've got the offensive capabilities.
Apparently they're hunting for playoff spots.
Cover for that.
They might get in.
They could very well get in. They're a pretty hot team.
They somehow find a defenseman. They might actually get in.
And they have an 11th place power play, so
that's pretty good.
They won a damn game 8-7.
Yeah,
against
Ottawa last night.
Unbelievable.
Yeah,
I mean the list just really goes on and on and on and on and on about Edmonton that you could really. There's not enough footage to really keep it enough.
I think we hit a lot of it.
Taylor
Hall, great player. Adam Larson, good player. Adam Larson's a good player. He does not.
Not one for one.
A number one left winger.
No.
First line player. Or Jordan Eberle. At the time, it was a bad deal. At the time, Jordan Eberle came off that goalless playoff series or year,
Yeah.
and the fans
Sold low on him, too.
Yeah, they sold low, and they got Strome for him.
They traded for the sake of making a trade.
Yeah, and they traded for Strome, which is not something they needed. They and they could have maybe gotten something a little more promising, but
That was...
they sold low. You cannot sell low on assets unless it's ruining something internal.
That trade was very much cap based too. They freed up about just under $3 million.
Yeah.
But they're a team that's in cap hell with no prospects for the future and no good players.
No.
Where the fuck is your money?
Yeah.
I know, you look at their roster and it's like they have 12.5 for McDavid, 8.5 for Draisaitl, so that's $21 million.
Yeah.
All right, $21 million, your two top players. Most teams will do that, have that in league. If not, they will eventually.
So they've got 4 forwards making $6 million or more.
And then it drops off quickly.
Sam Gagner is the 5th highest paid
Tobias
player.
Reeder at $2 million, goalless. Zach Cassian just under $2 million, and then you got your grinders. You got your million and lower. Ratty, Puyardi, Brodziak, Kara.
Carter's actually not playing too bad though.
Colby Cave. These are guys you're not belonging to the top 9 of NHL hockey team. PRB probably should belong to the minors, but apparently he's being kind of a brat about it. Doesn't want to go. On the blue line,
Chason's easily the best signing.
$650. He doesn't get better than that
No,
for 16
they
goals.
got
or
they
whatever
got
he
a guy. He's got 17. He's on pace for probably 25.
Well, he's hungry, right?
He's looking for the next.
He's
contract.
coming off a cup win with Washington last season.
Yeah,
too.
probably helped him get a good deal. On the blue line, you got Sekera at 5.5. You got Clefbaum at a pretty reasonable deal, just over 4. Adam Larson over 4. Chris Russell, a no move clause. You give a no move clause to a third pairing defenseman. A no move clause belongs at the upper echelon of your hockey team. Why did you give him a no move clause? I give you a no trade clause, sure, whatever. A no move clause. He calls the shots on anything you do with his contract. Darnell Nurse, great defenseman.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big Nurse fan.
He's the 4th leading scorer on their team.
He's like one of the shining spots, but again, if they want to get better, he might have to be one of the guys they move. Petrovic, whatever, as third pairing of guy. Matt Benning, apparently Oilers fans hate him. And then Kevin Gravel, who the hell is he? But if you go on Cap Friendly and you try and play with their team, you can't fix them. I've tried. I'm just shits and gigs. I'm like looking at their team. I'm like, what do you do? Because what do you want to do if you're Oilers? One, you want to shed cap. Well, nobody's lining up at your front door to try and take your cap on. You got to, and then so you want to sell assets to get rid of cap. So now you're depleting more assets by making money. You can't win. You can't win.
No, they've Shirley's really buried them alive at this point.
He has buried them alive.
Now, in all fairness, he's not the first GM to do this, so we can't really.
He's not the first. He won't be the last.
He won't be the last, but at this moment, though, he's apparently absolutely lit the dumpster on fire and has been fired, and now he just walks away and waves goodbye.
And he wakes up in the morning, and he reads the newspaper, and he sees that Brandon Manning is now in the minors. Ryan Spooner is on the Canucks. Who, Oilers luck, Ryan Spooner is going to win the Hart Trophy the rest of the season. He's going to light up, and he's going to get the Canucks in the playoffs. That's the Oilers luck.
He was brought up, and I heard on the radio today he's practicing on the line with Pedersen and Besser.
Well, that's that's an ideal line to do.
If he could collect maybe a couple secondary assists, what the hell,
It's already better than Gagner if that happens. So.
I like Gagner, but his time with the Canucks were done. I like Gagner. I think he still had game left, but he just, for whatever reason, the Canucks said, get the hell out of here. They sent him to Robidoux Island.
It's too bad we're not talking about the Canucks, because I really wanted to just absolutely prance about Roussel right now, but we're not going to get
into can we... we can talk about the Canucks. I love talking about the Canucks. Because the Roussel is what an amazing signing.
Yeah, I think it's time to end this one. If you guys want...
Oilers, unfortunately, are dismally terrible.
And can we, before we close it off...
Okay.
They sucked so bad, and they weren't getting any better, and they kept getting those first overall picks. So they forced the NHL to change the format, which fucked over my Canucks, who should have gotten a top 3 pick by now. But because of the shitty lottery system, and
we hit the 30-minute mark. The ref's stopping the fight.
But
You've
why?
won.
Stopping the fight.
You've won.
they're so abysmal that they changed the draft thing.
All right. If you guys want
us.
to spit on
We
the
got Pedersen though. So.
Oilers while they're down, like we're doing right now,
Well, make sure you subscribe.
leave a comment, like, and subscribe. Let us know what you think. Signing off. It's Underdog Hockey Pod.